Hey, Taylor Rapp here from the A.Rams. Shout out to Steve Taylor, the real sports guy, and the honorary Ram. When Steve's talks sports, you better listen. Thanks, Steve from the Rams, for your continued support and love.
Thanks for watching Keeping It Real Sports.
Yes, sir. Rock Yassin, keeping it real sports.
Appreciate you, brother. All right, man.
With Prince Bell, we rocking with Keeping It Real Sports, and we gonna be on this. We gonna be on a lot of times. I love the platform. Check in. It's the new wave. Like, follow, subscribe, and do all that good stuff.
Come on. I told you I got you. Wanna talk about the game, he can talk about it. Tennis, match, golf, he can talk about it. Don't matter what it is, he can talk about it. Any sport dude, he know about it. Say your boy bum, don't doubt it. If he tell you that it is what it is, the real sports guy in the sand. Talk show game in the bag, man. Rep, don't have to throw the flag, man. Steve Taylor, and it's over. OVA, game over, they don't play. From the fourth quarter to the ninth inning, NASCAR wheels keep spinning. To the 18th hole, he's still in control. Guy on the go. Coach never missing the play, cause he know the deal. This keeping it real. Sports. Come on. Keeping it real. Yeah. Let's go.
The Saturday edition of Keeping It Real Sports. I am your boy, the real sports guy, and I am glad you are joining me today. Man, it is Super Saturday. We are a week away from the big game, and I got big news for you about that. We'll be doing an on-site edition of that next week, but much more on that. I got a big show planned for you today. We're going to talk what's been going on in college football. We're going to talk NFL. I'm going to talk NBA as the NBA heats up. I can't wait to get Dale Parker in here. We're going to chop that all up. But as usual, like I always do, I can't wait to tell you what's hot of the Keeping It Real Sports press. Gift that keeps giving, people. It's Michigan saga as this thing continues to go. The sign stealing scandal. Harbaugh made a statement. Well, the statement was, I am pretty much guilty as charged, man. It is so embarrassing for the Michigan contingent to try to drag everyone, in particular the Buckeye fan, into this. I mean, it is downright sickening how you just won't fess up and say, you know what, my bad, we made a mistake. But the levels that are starting to go to, now we're starting to hear about coaches, the Partridge family, if you will, the linebacker coach, man. He's not only withholding information, he's telling players what to say to the investigators in particular. So this Michigan thing is starting to spin out of control. They fired him for what? Well, I guess he's part of the damn problem. Man, look, why don't we just say you did it? Like, that's all we got to say, man, and quit trying to drag, man, innocent people into this, like Buckeye fans, man. Like, we're kind of tired of hearing this, man. Like, dude, you freaking cheated, and it is what it is. You went to levels. It was levels to this thing. Connor Stallions, from what I'm hearing, was funded by one of the boosters. So that was part of the protection and the cover-up. Man, we so damn tired of hearing this, man. Man, I can't wait to hear what my good friend Dale Parker, man, has to say about this. I'm going to bring him in now. Dale, good morning. How you doing today?
Good morning, Steve. Thanks for having me on again. You know, it's amazing how you all of a sudden go from you'll hear me speak on Friday till Thursday saying, I'm going to take the punishment and move on. They saw that evidence that NCAA had on them, and they just decided, it's best to take our punishment and move on. The alleged, and that's how we have to, phrase it at this time, the alleged booster who has, they believe funded this situation, funded Connor Stallions, trips and everything. I think when it all came down to, they decided, hey, we need to let this go away as quietly as we possibly can. The Big Ten's not going to investigate us anymore, so let's just take our medicine, take our Father John's, even though it's a nasty take the medicine, and let's move on.
Yeah, well, Uncle T is the alleged booster or the guy that the culprit, so to speak, man. I keep hearing that time and time again, Uncle T. But, man, I mean, it doesn't take, it's not hard to find evidence, man. Just got to, just ask questions, man. It just kind of falls into your lap, man. And every day it becomes more and more clear, and I think it's only a matter of time before, the NCAA kind of steps in and does what it's going to do. But they're going to, just cause and due process. Man, Michigan fans, y'all can miss me on that, man. And quit trying to drag Ohio State into this, man. Ohio State has nothing to do with it. This is nothing to do with Ohio State. This is your doing. And so, man, just, dive on the knife, on the sword and say, look, I did it. Man, we're just kind of tired of it, man. We're just kind of tired of it.
Harbaugh may not have known, but because you're the head coach, you're supposed to know. He may not be. I'm just trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. He may not have been behind it, but he's supposed to know. And I believe that he knows. This is my opinion. Of course he knew.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
But I mean, the problem is why are you going to the lengths for cover-ups, man? The lengths that you stoop to for cover-ups. I mean, like Chris Partridge was telling people what to say to investigators. I mean, he's destroying evidence on computers that they had against Michigan. So if that don't breed guilty, I don't know what the hell else, man. I just don't get it, man. And then, again, the finger pointing, man, the downright arrogance, man, of the squirrel in particular. I'm talking about Desmond Howard. It's like, dude, man, wipe the damn egg off of your face and don't give us that, man. We don't want to hear that anymore, man. We don't want to hear it. Yeah, you got a talented football team. We get all of that, man. But damn, man, we not going with this cheating, man. I'm not down with it, man. And if you down with it, that tells me what kind of person that you are.
Right. Yeah, you can't. Cheating ain't the way to go. You got too much talent on that football team. And if you can't coach the talent up and you can't put them in the right position to make the right plays, and especially in crucial situations, then, you need to find another coach that can. And Desmond, all he said yesterday was, I was just about due process. Well, you must have forgot that your interviews are recorded. You were more than due process. You were talking about how you got coaches from the NFL, offensive and defensive coordinators that came from the NFL, and that's why the team was so much better. No, man, and he didn't do it. He didn't know about it. No, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You're cheating. Plain and simple, no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it, man. Let's talk more college football, man. My top four teams in the country. I just tend to differ from the committee. I like my top teams, man, and I like the Washington Huskies coming in at number 4. I just think it's a lot to be said by that, man. They're underdogs on the road, man. We'll talk more about that game here in a minute. But, man, I like the Washington Huskies, man. The Connor Stallions, better known as the Michigan Wolverines, we have them at number 3. Man, they'll get it today, man. We'll find out a lot about them today, man, because man, they can't sell short a very talented Maryland team that can throw the ball all over the park, man. We'll find out a lot about them because you're not gonna be one-dimensional today. You're not gonna line up and throw the ball, run the ball 35 times, man. And unlike a lot of people, man, who said that was just a gutsy, man, performance right there. To me, it was the lack of continuity, lack of offensive efficiency, man. All it was a way out, man, to run the football to me. But we will see. Number 2, man, we have the Buckeyes of Ohio State that's kind of flying up under the radar. I've never had them number 1. I've always had them number 2. And number 1, the Georgia Bulldogs. I mean, they're starting to get their players back. Brock Bowers is now back, but it allowed, man, Carson Beck to become a total quarterback. Man, I just like the way that they're trending, man. Now you got Ladd McConkey that's starting to find his way into the fray, man. Georgia just have a lot of playmakers, man. Man, your thoughts on the way we have it set up here?
Yeah, I don't have an issue with your top 4 at all. I can see and understand the committee's position on putting Florida State in, but the interesting thing is going to come out in the next few weeks because you're going to have a undefeated Big Ten team. You could have an undefeated Pac-12 team, and you could have the ACC undefeated in Florida State. And if Alabama beats Georgia, and you got Alabama, Georgia, and Texas all at one loss, what do you do?
Ooh. Interesting.
So we're
Real
going to see how
interesting.
that play out over the next few weeks. But yeah, I don't have an issue with the top 4 that you have at all.
Okay. All right, man. All right, here we go, man. Who you got, man? Pick'ems, man, this week. Last week, Dale Parker, I was perfect last week in my pick'ems. This week here, we've got the Washington Huskies. We've got them number 4 in the country. Man, traveling to Oregon State to take on DJ Uiagalelei and company. They are a 2-point underdog. Who you got in this one?
I'm taking Washington. You needed 2 points, and I'm taking Washington. DJ, he's played a lot better since he got from up under Clemson, and name is slipping my mind right now. But I think he got a lot of his confidence back, but still at the same time, that lefty over there named Michael Penix is slinging that ball all around the field. And if we don't have a dum-dum do something again this week on the pick 6 and dropping the ball before he get in the end zone, I think Washington is going to pull this one out. So give me the 2 points.
Yeah, I like the Huskies in that one as well. Here we go, man. Appalachian State and James Madison. James Madison just gets into D1, man, and they have a pretty talented football team, man. They're not allowed to go to bowls right now. They're not allowed to play conference championships, as idiotic as that is, man. There's a lot of litigation going around there, man, but they're playing at home. They're playing Appalachian State. They are 8-point favorites in this one, man. Who you got?
I'm going to take James Madison. I think, they are highly upset, at this rule, as archaic and mundane as it may be, that because you come up from D2 to D1, you have to sit out of any bowl game or championship game appearances in your conference for 2 years, which makes absolutely no sense to me. You let them play a D1 schedule, but you can't go to a bowl game or play for a championship in your conference. That makes no sense to me. It makes no sense at all.
Yes,
so I think they got a lot to prove. Game day's there today, and they're pissed off, and I think they're gonna pull it out.
And that is exactly why I'm gonna take Appalachian State and the 8 points, because I saw a sign on game day that they were counting the days that they had Appalachian State had beaten them. So Appalachians hadn't beaten them in a number of days, man. If you're counting the days, man, well, today is the day. Give me the 8 points, man. I like Appalachian State plus the 8, man. That's a big number to swallow. And then Utah against the Arizona Wildcats, man. And this one, Arizona at home. Who you got?
It's a toss-up, man. And I see why the spread is only 1 point here. You know, if you go either way, I think both teams, especially offensively, are playing really well at this point in the season. But I'm going to take the home team in this one. Give me Arizona, and I'll give up the 1 point.
Yeah, that's a good bet. I like that as well, Dale Parker, man. I will eat that one as well, and I will roll with that, man. So, hey, man, that said, let's get into some college, some pro football. Let's do, I call it NFL. And so as we look at, man, what's been going on in the NFL, man, we got to start with, man, the big stories of the week, and that's got to be the Cleveland Browns, man, losing its quarterback. And now we hear that Joe Burrow is out for the season. Man, the NFL is actually looking into this thing to see if that there were any wrongdoing or for the Cincinnati Bengals not even telling the NFL about it. But man, the bigger story, Joe Burrow out, man, wow. Man, your thought?
Yeah, that's a tough one for Cincinnati. You know, he tore a ligament in his wrist, and not a good thing for the team at all. Their postseason aspiration, the Super Bowl hopes, you know, went out the window when he threw that touchdown pass to Joe Mixon. You know, I hate to see it. You know, he's a tough character, tough cookie, got a lot of confidence, you know, play with a lot of swag. But as far as making it to the Super Bowl this year or even the playoffs, I don't see that happening at all.
Yeah. Hey, man, well, that might have opened the window for another team that we had absolutely closed the window on, man, the Buffalo Bills, man. Well, this week they fired Ken Dorsey, you know, but the story has been the Diggs brothers, man, Trayvon Diggs and his, man, shooting thoughts, man, at Buffalo, man, via social media, man. Some of the thoughts that he said, man, Dale Parker, man, this dude, man, he wasn't balling until 14 got there, and we got to get 14 out of there. I mean, Dale, he said something, man.
Did he lie? I'm not talking about we got to get 14 out of there. I'm talking about that he didn't start balling until 14 showed up. Did he lie?
No.
Okay. 14 came in and changed the whole team around, changed the whole offense. He knew he had a guy he could go to, you know, on any point in the game, crucial situations. Stephon 9 times out of 10 was going to be open. And if he wasn't open and he threw him a jump ball, 9 times out of 10, he was going to go up and get it. So he didn't lie. He ain't made it easy in Buffalo this week because I know, you know, all eyes are on Stephon. So we'll see what happens with that situation come up Sunday when they play.
Hey, man, that gives us some ends. This week's Power Rankings, I got the Lions at 5, the Ravens at number 4, San Francisco 49ers, my bad. Hey, man, look here. Debo, hey, man, y'all are dogs, the top dogs, man. And Kansas City, number 2, man, they face off with number 1, Philadelphia, on Monday night. We'll talk about that on Monday. But Dale Parker, man, it's got a lot at stake this weekend. A lot at stake. Yeah. Man, I love my picks this week, Dale Parker. I love my picks this week. Man, I got 6 good ones this week. Last week, I went 3-3. But Dale Parker, in 60 games, the Real Sports Guy is 41-19. That's pretty darn good. Picking these games. So, man, that's 68 percentile. I've been picking games, man, and I've got 6 good ones, man, playing for you today, man. And Dale Parker, I'm ready to rock. I'm going to start with the Jets and the Bills. The Jets and Bills, man, this here is going to be one of those games, man, that is going to be just downright ugly offensively for the New York Jets, man. The Jets got the win earlier on via their defense, man. They've been scoring points on defense. I just don't think that's going to continue today. Tomorrow, I think Buffalo finds its footing. They win it 24-11. That gets me to another game that's going to be downright ugly. It's going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. Dale, I don't think the Browns may not even score an offensive touchdown, but they're going to have enough offensive continuity to be able to kick field goals. I see them kicking 5 of them. 5 field goals to 2 touchdowns for Pittsburgh. I see them winning it 15-14. That gets me to the Rams against the Seahawks. Now, if you remember, game 1 of the season, the Rams played the Seahawks. The Rams came away and pushed the Seahawks around like a shopping cart for 3 hours. Well, I expect more of the same, but not to that degree. I think the Rams have enough to win this one, 27-21. That gets me to my main man, C.J. Stroud and company, man, as he takes on Arizona. J.J. Watt, he was a former Texan. He comes back home and watches his former team play his former team. Oh, try to say that one out fast. Houston, enough to win it. I see C.J. 26-12. That brings me to Motor City, Dan Campbell. Both my nephews' teams playing each other. Well, I think my one nephew's going to have too much for the other one. I love the Lions in this one. 34-13 as Motor City, Dan Campbell and company continue to roll. And my lock of the day, Dale Parker, is the L.A. Chargers. I like the L.A. Chargers to win this one. L.A. over Green Bay in this one. That is my lock of the week. So there we go, man. Man, let's talk a little in NBA. The fallout continues, man, over the Draymond Green, man. I mean, man, social media is blowing up, man. I've never taken as many calls and emails and text messages and everything concerning Draymond Green. Steve, what do you think? I live in a world where I like the bad boy Detroit Pistons, man. And, I just find it ironic that the guy that's standing out the fines is one of the catalysts for the Detroit Pistons, man, Joe Dumars. 5 games I think was enough, man. I don't think he was trying to choke him out, man, to sleep, man. He was just trying to get him the hell up off his teammate, man. And, maybe he took it a little bit too far, Dale Parker, but, man, I kind of roll with Draymond on this. I'm going with Day-Day.
I think he was auditioning for Baby Boy too.
Oh man, speaking of auditioning, man, for roles, man, we talking about a guy that is starting to take a side seat. The disappearing man, half a season. Last night, man, it was all LeBron. LeBron was getting the work in, man, but have you seen a better effort out of this guy, man? Is it time to move on? What the Lakers gonna do?
What it looks like he got the money, he got the bag, and he just decided, hey, it is what it is. He plays with no energy, no effort. On the defensive end, he's gonna block 2-3 shots a game. He's gonna get you 8 to 12 rebounds a game. But offensively, he just floats around, and does nothing. Darvin Ham said he wanted him shooting between 3 and 5 threes a game. He won't get the 3-pointer up. He got embarrassed by Sabonis the other night. Last night against Portland, he didn't do much better. He only had 16 points, had something like 10 at the half, and ended up with 16 for the game. I don't get it. Almost 39-year-old guy who's been in the league 21 years should not be playing better than you, that much better than you. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, man. 21 seasons in, man, but my gosh, man, he's looking good, man. He is looking good, man. Well, I tell you what ain't looking good, man. It's the Phoenix Suns, man. Bradley Beal out 3 weeks, man. I mean, I mean, damn, you know, I mean, you're gonna have to depend on Booker and Durant, but man, is it time to worry about the Suns yet?
I would say yes, because they're not a deep team. When you look at that team, the trades that they made and the moves that they made to get Bradley Beal on that squad, letting Chris Paul go, letting a lot of the role players go. They're not that deep. And yeah, you need that big three to carry them, because you could always have two of them on the floor at the same time while one is getting rest. And now you're going to have Book on the court sometime by herself, KD on the court sometime by herself. They're playing heavy minutes. Book just getting back off of the toe and the ankle injury. Yeah, it's time to worry about the Suns. It definitely is.
Well, man, a team that we worried about, man, was your Clippers, man. But Westbrook, man, decided to go to the team and said he would come off the bench. And ta-da! Look at the results, man. Look at the results. And guess who it was on? It was on, man, your up-and-comers, man. Man, give me your thoughts on the Clip joint.
I mean, I don't know what else to say. It was a bad move. I repeat it, and ad nauseum. It's a bad move going to get James Harden, because you got 4 ball-dominant guys on the team. They can't play together. So Westbrook, being the true professional that he is, yeah, I'll come off the bench. But when it's crunch time and he's not on the floor at the end of the game, then that's going to cause some problems. Trust me, that locker room is not in a good place. And Ty Lue has to do pull a rabbit out of his hat, like my man Bull was gonna say, hey, nothing up my sleeve, presto. I don't know my own strength, because these boys in trouble. Right. They've already been eliminated from another title, the in-season tournament title. Yeah, so they won't be hanging that banner anymore.
Okay, man. Hey, man, here's my surprise team, Dale Parker. The Indiana Pacers.
Man, that man right there is balling. I mean, flat out balling.
Tyrese Halliburton, my goodness.
Something like 36 and 17 the other night against the Sixers. After Maxey put 50 on him, he had 30 plus in that game also. The man Halliburton is a bad man, and the surprise player on that team is that Benedict Mathurin. He's doing really well also.
Man. Ben Mathurin, man, has been a pleasant surprise, man. They drafted him at 6, but and some was surprised that he went that high, man. But man, he has the goods, man. I mean, he definitely has the goods, man.
He's gonna be a team to beat in the East.
Hey, Dale Parker, man. Hey, let's close this thing out, man. Let's go between the gloves. And we look at, man, just go back to last Saturday night in the Glass City, where Toledo boxers showed up and they showed out. Man, both of them scoring knockout victories. Man, Dale, man, Albert really sat down on all of his punches, man. I was really surprised at how really aggressive he was. Lunchman Jones, Antoine Lunchman Jones, man, he scores a 3rd round victory, but man, the hometown man was definitely pleased by the way that both of these young men performed, man, over the weekend. And the sky is the limit, and the next guy coming is Antoine Jones, man. Give me your thoughts on last Saturday night.
Man, it was a great event, put on by the city. Albert went out and did some things that I have to admit, I was surprised that he came in and the way he was flat-footed and fought the whole fight, and put his punches in. But then, like you said, the next and upcoming guy is the Lunchman. Y'all got to keep your eyes on the Lunchman, because the Lunchman is coming, and the lunch man is hungry, and he gonna start eating up people. And next thing you know, lunch man gonna have some titles. He is a bad man. Come from good stock. His dad was a boxer. Rest in peace. God rest his soul. I know he wished his dad was here to see him do his thing, but this man is out here. He putting people to sleep. And next upcoming guy from Toledo, Ohio, next champion is going to be the lunchman.
Yeah, I definitely agree, man. But Albert Bell right now is the #1 contender in the WBO. We had a chance to see the champion struggle. So, man, that match is kind of up in the air. We don't know what's going to happen there, but what we do know what's going to happen is the heavyweights are going to fight this thing off. We're finally going to get a heavyweight showdown. Wilder and Joshua takes the date that was left open by Fury and Usyk. Fury and Usyk pushed back to February 17th, but back to Wilder and Joshua fighting in separate fights, hopefully in a showdown, potentially a heavyweight showdown. But to Fury and Usyk, did you get a chance to see the press conference for the opening press conference for the Fury Usyk fight that is set for February 17th?
I did not.
OMG. Boy, was Fury on one. I mean, there were a lot of let's just say curse words. Let's put it like that. Hurled at Usyk. He called him a lot of bad things. I will say it like that, man.
Everything but a child of God.
Right. And, man, really was letting him know that you're in there with a big man. It's going to be tough sledding for you, Alexander Usyk. But, man, that's going to be one of those can't-miss deals. I can't wait to see that.
Well, Fury better come in ready because you know what happened his last fight.
Yeah.
He got that gift.
Yeah.
That early Christmas gift. So he better come in
but see,
ready.
man, and that was the thing that, that was the night it should have happened that night. It didn't. And, man, this guy, man, is just, man, when he's locked in, I mean, we saw him locked in when he was locked in against Wilder. We saw the damage that he could do. He appears to be back into that locked-in state again, man. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that, man. Man, we're going to keep an eye on. I'm glad you've been keeping an eye on that, on Keeping It Real Sports, the network, the new Keeping It Real Sports Network on Facebook, Keeping It Real Sports Network on YouTube. Tune in. We're on Mondays and Thursdays at 7. Joining us every Thursday. Of course, we won't be on this Thursday because of the holiday, but joining us every Thursday will be Kelvin Ramsey. So it'll be Kelvin Ramsey Thursdays. Every Thursdays, man. I can't wait to hear what he has to say about basketball, man. And he knows a little bit about football too. He likes all that, man. He thinks, man, that he wants to get in, then tell us a little bit about what's going on, man. We'll probably school him a little bit on that, but that's all good. But Kelvin Ramsey Thursdays, look forward to that. And, man, look forward to seeing you next week. I'll be at Tim Hortons. I'll be doing a live remote from Tim Hortons, Ohio State, Michigan Day, man. That's going to be the day, man. We got so much coming up. So stay tuned, man. Like and subscribe, man. Make sure you share the content. Tell a friend to bring a friend. For my good friend, Dale Parker, I'm the Real Sports Guy. I will see you on Monday for Reaction Monday. Enjoy the games, man. And until then, I wish you love and peace. Chuck them deuces.
Come on. Told you I got you. Wanna talk about his game, he can talk about it. Tennis, match, golf, he can talk about it. Don't matter what it is, he can talk about it. Any sport dude, he know about it. Safe boy bum, don't doubt it. If he tell you that it is what it is, the real sports guy in the sand. Talk show game in the bag, man. Rep, gon' have to throw the flag, man. Steve Taylor, and it's over. OVA.